Hi, Mina Viner. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Sing Your Dad Reacts. My name is Josh, and I am happy to be getting back to my reactions, especially to Angelina. Um, Sorry to have been away for a little while. This is a crazy time of year for me and my family, and we've had a few extra things going on with my son having knee surgery and things like that. So um, I always hate to be away and glad to be back. Um, and I am trying to move forward with my reactions to Angelina Jordan and her timeline. It's been hard not to just say, okay, well, I'm going to scrap the whole kind of looking at her progression and her growth as an artist over time leading up to now. But I'm determined to stick with that, and I do want to get to her recent stuff. I know a lot of you are like, talking about how cool her new EP is and her new music and stuff. And so I do want to get to that. I'm excited for it. I'm just going to do one more song. It sounds like this year of her life, her 10th year, she put out a lot of really good content. So I don't want to leave anything behind. Granted, I can always come back to it, but several suggestions came in from you. And one of the ones that came in was a cover of Amy Winehouse's Back to Black. And that intrigued me, and so I wanted to do a reaction to that. If you're new to my channel, part of what I do typically is I will listen to and or watch the original video of the song in question when I'm watching an artist do a cover. And so I did that with this song and then watched Amy Winehouse's Back to Black music video. And so I'm coming in prepared with having just listened to that. And I want to kind of compare and contrast what Angelina does with the song, because she always does something very compelling and unique and makes it her own. So with that, I'm going to dive right in. The next step in my reactions, for those of you that are new to my channel, is I like to read through the lyrics and kind of talk about what the songwriters are trying to say, what story they're telling, what message is being brought forward for us to learn from, and things like that. So if you're not into that part of my reaction, skip forward on the YouTube video to my reaction. For those that are, I'm going to dive right in here. So from my research, Back to Black, songwriters Amy Winehouse and Mark Ronson. Verse 1, lyrics are, I have dumbed by your love. Crazy you say am I. I laugh, I cry, I love. My eyes see well others. I cry with strangers you are high, alone and with no one. I cry, I'm thinking of you, and I cry in loneliness behind this lie. From this fun part of life, every night become a star, and I leave the stars. Shame they get it so afar. And then the chorus, I'm the one who speaks to the moon. I didn't want to be in love. I fall back to, I fall back in, I fall back in. Verse 2, oh, I love you so, I laugh at you. I have no warn but the wind. I had gone away so many times just to fall and get back to life, or in love with you again. And then the chorus repeats. There's a bridge, laugh, 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 laugh. I still laughing, I still laughing. And then the chorus repeats. So this is interesting. Her use of words is a little different. So she's talking about love and specifically her love for the person she's singing to here, like it's almost like a hole that she stumbles into, right? I fall back into this, I fall back. It's almost like, even though I don't want to, when I move forward and I step forward, then I fall back into the hole, and my love's reawakened, and then it's hard to move past that, right? That's kind of the sense I'm getting from the lyrics, and the fact that she mentions cry like 4 times in the first verse. You can tell this is a very deep-seated emotional song, and the lyrics really are close to her heart as far as um, the emotional impact of what happened with this, right? Alone and with no one, I cry. I'm thinking of you and I cry. Loneliness. So she mentions alone and loneliness multiple times. Um, it's interesting she brings up the stars, almost like the stars are so far away that she can't grasp at them, and yet they're this beautiful thing, almost like it's metaphorical for this love that she has, right? So that's interesting. I'm going to just comment real quick on the chorus and then we'll move on to the reaction. I didn't want to be in love. I fall back to. I'm the one who speaks to the moon. So again, kind of reaching out to the sky and to that distance that lies between her and the moon in this case. I fall back in. Yeah. That's my sense of what the lyrics are saying. If you have any comments or you are a diehard Amy Winehouse fan or something like that, and you have studied a lot of these lyrics and listened to interviews from Amy and things like that, and you have more context for what Amy meant by these lyrics, then please, put those in the comments and let me know. I'm always, eager to learn more and to improve on my knowledge of what the song is all about and things like that. So feel free to do that. With that, I'll jump into my reaction. This is Angelina's performance from 2016, so it's actually 8 years ago, but I believe she's turning 18 this year, so that would be correct. She's 10 years old here. This is from the Cork performance. I noticed there was another performance, but it looks like from the thumbnails, most of the reactors out there reacted to this performance. So this is the one I chose. If you're new to my channel, or if you haven't already, if you could please click on the subscribe button and the little notification bell. I really do appreciate the support to the channel. Hopefully I'm able to move forward here and do a lot more reactions going forward and get back on track, and do at least 1 or 2 a week. That's the goal. Please give me your suggestions for Angelina's performances from when she was 11 years old. I'm going to move on to the next year of her life. And I'm going to try to stick to like maybe a couple performances from each year. That way I can get to her recent performances quicker. So really think hard about, okay, what in my opinion are her 2 best performances from when she was 11, for instance. And then, put those down in the comments for me. And I'll kind of tabulate what you all say and then kind of pick the ones that have the most interest from you as a collective. Because that's what my channel is for, is to provide you with the content that you're looking for and the reactions that you are really hoping to see, right? So with that, let's jump in here. I love when they show like this kind of behind the scenes type stuff. There she is, bare feet. Ooh. Sorry, that's not the best spot to pause it. Um, yeah, every time I'm away from Angelina for a little while and I come back to it, I have to be reminded of how unique and special her voice is, because she has like this um, this like old school sound to her voice that just sounds like, and it's been said before by a lot of you in your comments, right? Like the older, like Ella Fitzgerald, and kind of from that age. Um, there's something just about her style and the timbre of her voice and the way she chooses to. Um, there's just like a sassiness and a style to it that has kind of that bluesy jazz type of feel to it, and the inflections that she makes. There was one that happened, like, I'm going to go back a little bit and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll pause it when it happens and kind of point it out.
Strangers, you are high, alone and with no one I cry. I'm thinking of you and I cry. In loneliness,
I don't think I went back far enough. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think it's further back, but I'm not going to rewind again. It's just the way she... If she does it again, I'll point it out. This is a cool arrangement. Oh, I love the violins and the... Her musicality, I've commented on this before about her, but she's the most naturally gifted in the area of musicality, her age, that I've ever seen. Like, her rhythmic, her musical instincts, all those things that kind of enhance a person's ability to sing difficult songs and add their own twist to it, and just feel the music and give a natural performance. All those things are enhanced by someone with these abilities. So, but to see this level of ability at 10 years old is crazy. She makes it look really easy. I think I mentioned before in my reactions, I've been in the studio before. I've recorded stuff in the studio, and a lot of times you're not doing like a first take, everything's great type situation, right? I mean, you're going back and having to redo parts and you know, make sure that you fix parts where you weren't quite as in sync with the instrumentation as you could be, and things like that, right? So I mean, that's just a natural part of the process. So for her to just be this in tune and natural and in sync with all this instrumentation, and able to kind of, it enables her to add all of the little Angeliniisms that she tends to add, right? Where she does a little fluctuation on the end of a phrase and changes things up a little bit with going up instead of, you know, staying in the same notes, or going down, you know, and just doing those little modifications that make it hers, right? It gives her that freedom because she's so comfortable with the music and she feels it and everything. So That's my 2 cents. But yeah, I love strings. The strings are one of my favorite sets of instruments. You can tell she's feeling it now. Yeah, see what she did right there? That's really cool. Her cutoffs and everything are just right on. Did you notice the breath control right there? So a lot of times I try to pay attention to like, okay, when did they take their breath? How big a phrase are they singing through without breathing? And that was a pretty long little stretch she did just right there. Let me go back. I'll show you. Breath. She took a breath right there. She breathed right there. Now she keeps singing. Yeah, so, but you can't tell at all. That's cool. A little more bounce to this section. Notice the cutoff right there. I'm going to go back and show you. But it doesn't look like she's like counting or I don't get a sense that she has to like, she has the musicality to count and rhythmically know when the cutoffs are and all of that. I have no doubts. But I think also she's like, she has also really good ears, meaning she just feels like here's the natural ending of this phrase. Here's the natural ending of where the cutoff's supposed to happen, where the music and the accompaniment and the voice kind of have a mutual cutoff together. I feel like she just feels it from what just looking at her. I mean, you can kind of tell. Because I probably rely more on my ears and just that natural kind of instinct of when the cutoff is, more so than kind of counting in my head. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 or whatever, right? So I think, musicians vary on that front. But watch her. She's just feeling it. These guys are like, is this girl really 10 years old? Yeah, so she's phenomenal. I feel like a broken record every time I do an Angelina reaction because I always kind of come to the same place where it's like she's a prodigy. She makes it look easy. She's very unique and has her own style at a very early age, which is crazy. But she's just a very unique artist and has a very unique sound and style and just a ton of musicianship and knowledge. I mean, even when like the first one of the reactions I did when she was 6 years old, she's directing the people involved with recording and all of that. I mean, she's in the zone. She's comfortable, completely comfortable in that setting, and it's like she was born to sing. That's kind of the way I feel about it with her. She was born to be a musician. And she just has a deep, abiding love and knowledge of it. And it just comes through in everything she does. So, another phenomenal performance. This is not my favorite Angelina performance, but it is super impressive what she did with the song and how she made it her own. And how she's just able to do these covers effortlessly. So with that, again, put down in the comments for me, please, what you would like me to move on to from her 11th year of life. We'll get through those two. Maybe what I'll do is I can just do like a 2-in-1 type thing, because a lot of her songs are pretty short. So if I find those top 2 songs from when she was 11, I can do one reaction from when she was 11 years old and just do both songs in one reaction. So that way I'm moving faster through her timeline, right? Then we're only looking at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're only looking at 6 or 7 reactions to get to where she's the stuff she's doing now. And if I can make my reactions more regular, that shouldn't take super long. So let me know what you think. I think that's it. Again, I'm going to try to get back on track here. I missed you guys, and I really appreciate your patience with me and the breaks that I've taken with my channel. I just have a lot going on. I'm an author as well on the side. I'm a writer. So I'm working on book 2 of a series of 5 books, novels. I write middle grade fantasy sci-fi. And so that takes up a chunk of my time, along with, of course, my job. So yeah, I'm a busy guy, and but I do need to focus and set aside time each day for either my writing or my channel. That's kind of how I'm going to do it. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to spend an hour each day and kind of switch it. So if I worked on my writing stuff yesterday, then today I'm going to work on my YouTube channel. So with that, I think when I just said it, carve out that hour each day, I think that'll help a lot as far as making sure I get reactions out. Anyway, thanks again, and I'm going to close out the way I always do by reaching out across the world to each of you to let you know that you are special, you can accomplish your dreams, and you are loved. And I hope that you are not feeling like you're falling into a situation where you want out of it, or you feel trapped inside a relationship, or anything like that where you feel alone. I hope you feel loved and cherished, and supported, and you have healthy relationships in your life with people that are uplifting and encouraging to you in the things that you're working on and the dreams that you have. So with that, thank you again and take care.